The sun was setting behind the tall buildings when Michael stepped out of another office building, holding a thin folder in his hands. He stood on the sidewalk for a moment, watching people walk past him, men and women in suits, talking on their phones, rushing toward buses and taxis. No one noticed him. No one knew that he had just been rejected again. Inside the folder were copies of his resume, slightly wrinkled from being carried around the city all day. Michael sighed and looked down at the paper. At the top of the page were words he had read countless times. Michael Turner, graduate in business administration. It had once made him feel proud. Now it just reminded him of how far away his dreams seemed. 2 years earlier, Michael had walked across a university stage, wearing a graduation gown while his family cheered loudly from the crowd. His mother had cried. His father had clapped harder than anyone. "You're going to do great things," his father had told him, and Michael believed it. He believed that his degree would open doors. He believed that hard work would lead to success. But reality turned out to be very different. The first rejection came a few weeks after graduation. "Thank you for applying," the email said. "Unfortunately, we have chosen another candidate." Michael wasn't worried. "It's just the first one," he told himself. But then came the second rejection. Then the third, then the 10th. Soon he stopped counting. Every morning he woke up early, dressed neatly, and began the same routine. Send applications, walk into offices, ask about opportunities, wait for responses. But the answers rarely changed. "Do you have experience?" "Sorry, we're looking for someone more qualified. We'll contact you if something opens up." Weeks turned into months. Months turned into more than a year. The savings Michael had carefully built during university slowly disappeared. His confidence began disappearing too. One afternoon he sat on a bench outside a crowded bus station. His phone buzzed with another email. He opened it slowly. Another rejection. Michael leaned back and stared at the sky. "Maybe everyone was wrong about me," he whispered. A bus roared past, shaking the ground beneath his feet. For the first time, he seriously thought about giving up. Maybe the dream wasn't meant for him. Maybe he should stop trying. Just then, someone sat down beside him. It was an older man wearing simple clothes and holding a small toolbox. He looked like a repair worker finishing a long day. "You look like someone carrying a heavy problem," the man said casually. Michael forced a small smile. "That obvious?" The man chuckled. "I've seen that face before." Michael hesitated, but something about the stranger's calm voice made him open up. "I graduated 2 years ago," Michael explained. "I've applied everywhere. Hundreds of jobs, but no one wants to hire me." The old man listened carefully. Then he asked a simple question. "Did you stop trying?" Michael shook his head. "No." "Then you're not rejected everywhere," the man said. Michael frowned. "What do you mean?" The man pointed to Michael's folder. "You're still walking into buildings. You're still applying. That means your story isn't finished yet." Michael stared at the ground. "It feels finished." The old man smiled. "Let me tell you something." Michael looked up. 40 years ago, I tried to open a small repair shop," the man said. "Banks rejected my loan application 6 times. Michael blinked. 6 times? The man nodded. "On the 7th try, one bank finally said yes." "What happened after that?" Michael asked. The man smiled proudly. "That little repair shop turned into the biggest equipment repair company in this city." Michael looked at him in surprise. "You're serious?" "Very." The old man stood up and dusted off his hands. "Rejection is just life's way of asking one question," he said. "What question?" The man looked at Michael and said, "How badly do you want it?" Then he handed Michael a small card from his pocket. "If you're still searching tomorrow," he said, "come visit this address." Michael looked down at the card. It was the name of a company he recognized instantly. Harper Industrial Services. One of the largest equipment companies in the region. Michael looked up again, but the old man was already walking away into the crowd. The next morning, Michael stood in front of the large Harper Industrial building. His heart pounded in his chest. Inside, the receptionist greeted him. "I'm here to see Mr. Harper," Michael said, holding up the card. The receptionist smiled. "He's expecting you." Michael walked into the office slowly, and there, sitting behind a large desk, was the same old man from the bus station. Mr. Hopper leaned back in his chair and smiled. "I was wondering if you'd show up." Michael laughed nervously. "I almost didn't." Mr. Harper nodded. "That's the difference between people who succeed and people who quit." He opened a drawer and pulled out a document. "I don't have a big position available yet," he said, "but I do have something better." Michael leaned forward. "What is it?" "What is it?" "An opportunity to prove yourself." Michael didn't hesitate. "I'll take it." Years later, people would look at Michael's success and assume he had always been lucky. They would see the office, the team he managed, the respect he earned, but they wouldn't see the hundreds of rejections that came first. Because sometimes the people who succeed the most are the ones who refuse to stop knocking even when every door seemed closed. And sometimes all it takes is one door finally opening.